there, and welcome back to Weird Soda for Life. That's right, we are still celebrating the holidays. Uh, no, not that holiday. Um, no, not that one either. I know it's the day after Thanksgiving, but no, we're not celebrating that. Okay, look, we're celebrating Halloween, okay? Because look, I finally got these things, and we're gonna celebrate. Anyway, welcome back. We are in fact celebrating Halloween, and we are celebrating with a two-for-one special. We have Trolli gummy worms, and they've created gummy worms that are supposed to taste like three different flavors of Mountain Dew. And we have Mountain Dew, which is supposed to taste like a Trolli cherry lemon gummy worm. And as much as I'm like thrilled about this prospect, I don't want it to get any bigger than this because if the worms take over the world, that's global warming. Ah? Ah? Oh, okay, that wasn't one of my better ones. But anyway, here we are. Um, But yes, we are doing a two for one special today, and the question I think is probably on your mind is why did it take you so long to get to the Halloween Mountain Dew? And the answer is I couldn't find it. Weirdly, I found the trolley gummy worms right away, the bag of candies, but I could not find this soda, which is weird. But of course, as with all things, I got them now, and so now we're going to try them. But first, a quick kind of brief discussion of what's going on here. So, you all may recall that every year around October, Mountain Dew puts out their Voodoo series. And for the last few years, it's supposed to taste like candy. And for the last couple years in particular, they've landed on a specific candy, usually a specific branded candy. Um, they did Starburst one year. I believe they did like an Airhead. But we've tried them, well, at least we tried the last 3 years before this on the channel. The first two pre the channel, but I've had them. Um, But this year there was no voodoo. That's right, the voodoo that they did so well. No. Um, Instead, Mountain Dew decided to just kind of cut out the guessing and just go straight for a collaboration. And they picked Trollies. Um, Technically speaking, yeah, they picked Trolli as a gummy worm. So the cool thing about this is that they decided to go in both directions, kind of like the Coca-Cola soda we had last year, the one that was supposed to taste like Oreos, and the Oreos released cookies that taste like Coca-Cola. I'm kind of here for this collaboration because I think it's kind of fun to have that. You put your chocolate in my peanut butter, I put my peanut butter in your chocolate kind of vibe. Um, but they decided to cut out the middleman, and so they actually released the soda. Um, Specifically, they released it August 25th, 2025, but it was a Walmart exclusive for like 3 weeks, and then they released it nationwide in September. Whereas the candy trolley was just like, we are not doing a Walmart exclusive. We are just going to roll this out. And so they released the gummies. Um, Full disclosure, like, so this is. Both of these are limited time flavors and offerings, so I suspect you probably can't get them now, so sorry. Um, but I actually ended up getting this from like a Rite Aid, and I got this from like a Meijer gas station like 2 weeks ago. So it's been kind of hard to find them. I'm not quite sure what's going on, and I don't know if this is going to be the way that Mountain Dew goes in the future with their like Halloween soda. I kind of hope they don't. I always like the idea of like trying to taste the soda and guessing kind of what flavor candy it might be, but again, they don't make the sodas for me. I don't know why not, but they should. Um, but at any rate, that's why we have this here. I'm going to hold up the labels for both. I'm going to do the the gummy worms first because these worms look unhinged. What is this? Hold on. Actually, let's see if we can do like uh there I yeah, okay. Anyway, but you can see both of these. They look like really that was the point why was I holding that before. They have these unhinged worms on both of these things. But we're gonna get a closer look at this first. Like, I don't know if they're being happy to be eaten. What has gone on in their lives that they're like, yes, this is my jam. Um, on the back, it gets a little bit more tame. You can kind of see here. It looks like they're insinuating that they have eyes. Let's see if I can get up there. Like, it kind of looks like they have eyes. Like, I think you can see it more in the blue. But that's a little disconcerting because I don't want things to look at me while I'm eating them. Like, that's not my life. Um, But it says it has original citrus cherry. So original citrus, I think, is what they're. Well, that's the OG Mountain Dew flavor. So original citrus cherry is probably alluding to Code Red, but I don't know if they can use that. We have original citrus, that's the green, and we have original citrus blue raspberry, which I'm gonna say is probably voltage. Um, because those are the flavors that those align with. I'm surprised that they let them use the Mountain Dew branding, but didn't like line it up with their branded sodas. But what do I know? And with that too, let's look at the bottle. Look how red this is. Like it is gloriously red. And something I want to point out to you, though, a lot of times we've talked about zero sugar and the black label. This does not have that. All of this is red and pink and some yellows, like with like little koi worm guy. But what I want to point out to you is there we go. Oh my gosh. Is that this is actually zero sugar. There is no full sugar version of this. They only released this in zero sugar. I have a sneaking suspicion as to why, and I think it comes down to the aspartame, the fake sugar in it. I think citric acid plays better with that, so I'm thinking maybe this is going to be tart like the gummy worms are. Um, but with that, let's stop speculating and let's start something else that rhymes with Taten. Uh, eating Taten. Ah, forget it. You don't watch it for that. All right. Actually, you know what? First things first. I am actually going to try the gummies first. Let's get one of each. Little red man, little blue man, and our citrus king. Okay, so these, I, I swear to Pete, I can do this. So these are our flavors. I'm kind of excited about this, and we're gonna try the OG first. I will say though, this looks like a really grotesque looking ass booger. Like, this is not a thrill to me. I don't. Achoo! Anyway, thumbs up. Okay, I can see where it kind of tastes like Mountain Dew. Um, it's got that like citrus current, that normal Mountain Dew has underneath it. But weirdly, so this is kind of the stuff that adds the sour like sugary stuff. I think this is the citric acid. That actually kind of takes away a little bit from the flavor. I mean, I get that you are a sour gummy worm company, but like maybe a little less on that. I don't know, but I could see where it kind of tastes like Mountain Dew. And now, what do you taste like? Okay, that tastes like blue raspberry. That doesn't necessarily mean it tastes like voltage though. I like it because I like blue raspberry, but I don't actually think that tastes a lot like the voltage. So, one for two so far, I guess. On to this. That one works a little closer to Code Red. Frankly, because Code Red is just legit Mountain Dew and cherry. So I'd say out of this, two out of the three kind of taste like their soda equivalent. But even the blue raspberry, it's not bad. All of them taste like their flavor. I think the problem is that they're trying to capture the Mountain Dew esque flavor of it. I wonder what this would have been like if I had taken one of the original citrus worms and eaten it with a blue raspberry or a cherry. I would think I might have gotten a better mix. But They're gummy worms. Like, what more do you expect from that? And with that, I'm going to take a pause real quick so I can go get some water so that way I can try this untainted. I'll be right back. Hi there! Instead of pausing, it looks like that I stopped recording. So we're going to come back in. As you can see, I already opened it and I tried it, but I will do it again for you guys because that's not your fault, that's mine. Um, anyway, but I first want to say that, like, I mean, yep, it still smells weirdly like gummy bears or gummy worms. Gummy worms have a different smell than gummy bears, but I think it's because gummy worms are oftentimes sour. I am going to try it again because I want to make sure I tasted what I tasted. Um, yep. Okay. So that's actually really interesting, and I like it. But I know there's always the but, right? First things first, it does a really good job of capturing like artificial cherry, for lack of a better word. Like when you're eating the Trolli gummy worms, or you're eating just gummy worms in general, and it says it's cherry, you know that's not actually cherry. Like there's a very distinct flavor that tastes like. And so they've captured it. The lemon, I don't think they've captured quite as well, but there is an undercurrent of it there a bit. Um, Frankly, this tastes like a gummy worm if you had removed the sour mix on top of it. That's not saying that that's bad, and that makes sense. I think you can go. I mean, I love sodas that are too sour, but if you're not advertising it as being sour, this is probably not the way to go. And so, and they didn't. They advertised it as a gummy worm, and sure enough, it's a gummy worm. Um, I do think the zero sugar works well here, and here's why. Um, because of the artificialness of the lack of like sugar, it actually really leans into what gummy worms taste like. I think if they had gone with full sugar, this cherry would have been overwhelmingly sweet. I think you would have lost the lemon entirely, and I think it would have tasted a little bit more like cough syrup. And so I think they did a really great job at balancing this flavor. Um, that being said, not really one of my favorite voodoo flavors. Well, okay, it's not a voodoo flavor, but it's the Halloween soda. Fine, it's not one of my favorite Halloween dew flavors. It's not the worst by far, um, but I don't know. These worms look so weird. You think you would have leaned into the weirdness a little more. So that's a little unfortunate there, but I think for a limited edition soda, it does what it says on the label. It tastes like a gummy worm. And like if you like that, then I hope you found a bottle of it. And if you couldn't find a bottle of it, I guess live through me. I don't know. Yeah, that was a weird one. I don't get an opportunity to say that all that often anymore. Yeah, that was odd. That was definitely odd. I enjoyed having it. Um, so I guess keep your eye out. I think this is probably the trend that Mountain Dew and other companies are going for, where they're doing more collaborations with other food. I think that's a really cool way for them to gently test the waters of like soda flavor making without getting too far out there, because if people really like it then they can bring it back, and if they don't then they can just say, well, limited edition. That's what I'm going to do for my job now. I make a mistake, whoops, just limited edition error. Use that advice. There, come to the channel, learn ways to navigate your workspace. um, Next week, we are starting Don't Sleep December. Why? Because I found a lot of new energy drinks out of Monster that I hadn't seen up here when I went down to Tennessee to visit my family. So next week, we are trying Bad Apple Monster. Will it spoil the whole bunch? Ah? Ah? Man, I wasted that on you guys. I should have saved that for next week. So, you know what? If you see the same joke next week, no, you don't. Uh, until next time, drink weird, and don't stop searching for the things that you want, because you may find them and then they're full of worms. Actually, now that I say it that way, maybe do stop. Stop searching. Be happy with what you have. Uh, I'll see you next time.